So welcome back. Still talking about the snowball. Love this book. So much to learn from it. So right now what I want to talk about is something Warren talks about in the book, which is about calculating risk. So when you get into business, oftentimes the reason we get into a particular business is because we think that there's something to be gained from it. So whether it be money, freedom, time, you name it, there's a reason that you got into it. And oftentimes we look at the positive. We look at all the money we can make, all the free time we can have, you know, things of that nature. But oftentimes we don't always look at the risk part of it. Why shouldn't I get into it? We often look at why we should get into it. So we get into something and then we find, wait a second, you know, I didn't realize this can go wrong and that can go wrong and that can go wrong. What should I do now? You know, here are the reasons I thought I should get into it, but I didn't see these other things as possibilities. So before you get into any business structure, and Warren talks about this in his book, it's very, very important to calculate the risk. It's very important to make a list, something very simple, a list of probably pros and cons, reasons I should get in, reasons I should get out, or should stay out. And if you can find more reasons to go in, then that's great. And the second list that you probably will need to make is, now that you've determined that you want to get into that business structure, is what can go wrong and what can I do? So for example, with real estate, you know, if something goes wrong, one of the things we often think about is, well, I can sell the property. Well, now that you understand that that is a way out, then how can I sell the property? I can sell the property to a private owner, I can sell it to a corporation, I can, you know, how much is the most that I could sell it for? How much is the least that I could sell it for? What if I can't sell it? Can I rent it? So you have to allow yourself to go down those paths of thought to really find out, is this a good deal for me? You know, is the only way to get out of this thing is to sell it? What if the market is a buyer's market and you're not able to sell it in, you know, 2 to 3 months? What if you have to hold it for 9 months, 10 months? You know, so in calculating the risk, you want to be able to figure out the various avenues that you can go if you need to get out of something. Or is it only one way to go? And if it is only one way to go, maybe that's not the best business structure for you, or maybe it is. But the whole point is, whatever business structure you decide to get into, whether it be opening up a business for yourself, whether it be real estate, whether it be the stock market, things that I am personally involved in, real estate and stock market, you want to know, if things don't pan out the way that I wanted them to pan out, what are my options? And you want to think about those options even before you get into that business. So you go into it knowing, if this should happen, this is what I intend to do. It doesn't always work out that way, that that's exactly what you're going to do. Sometimes new ideas and new opportunities open up, and sometimes things that you thought you could do, you can't do, so you have to find new ways. But to be an informed business person and to be a smart business person, it's better to have those thoughts before you actually get into the business. So again, calculating risk is extremely important. A lot of times, and I'm speaking from my own experience, we jump into something thinking, oh, this is a great idea. We don't often look at the flip side of the coin because we don't want to think about things not working out. So when you calculate risk, you're not necessarily thinking about negativity and talking yourself out of it. You're just being more informed in the sense of, what will I do if this happens? And that makes for an extremely smart business person, and that's exactly what Warren did. So until next time, whatever business structure you're thinking about getting into, make sure you calculate the risk, make sure you figure out, if things don't work out the way that you want them to, what are your options. So until next time, take care.